Hello, it's Jenny from Ginger Ninja Crafts. How are you? I hope you're doing well. I am here with my last Deck the Year video. I have caught up. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's been a bit of a rush to get them done, but it is the 28th of December, so it is still 2024. And maybe I'll be more organised in 2025 if Lovely Penny is doing the challenge again. I think I'll do it, yes. So yeah, I hope that you're all doing well. Did you have a nice Christmas if you celebrate Christmas? We had quite a quiet one. We just had my mum. She came and stayed on Christmas Eve. And then we took her home on Boxing Day after we'd been to the cinema. We went to see Mufasa, which was really good. I really enjoyed it. However, on to the cards. So the last video I made before Christmas was up to week 43. Is that right? Yes. Phew. So week 44 was Halloween week. So I made this one here. I've got a hair sticking there. There'll be a cat here. So I made this Halloween one. It says, "It's behind me, isn't it?" And I cut this little ghosty in behind. So I had some orange tissue paper and I kind of wrinkled it up and glued it on, and I heat embossed this cat, which is a Tim Holtz cat, and I just coloured in the eyes with a little gel pen, added some little jewels here, wrote boo, and the little ghost was cut out of some paper I had, and that is week 44. Should put them in the boxy. So week 45 I took inspiration from another challenge that I'm behind with, which is the Pink Bubble Cards Alphabet Challenge, and one of the prompts I hadn't done yet was aperture. So I cut a little window from, can you see, you can see through it, hello, from the playing card, and then I added some paper on the top, and in between I sandwiched a little bit of acetate, which was just a bit of packaging that I had in my bin. Fished it out, and there we go. So I added this little lady peeking through. I think she is a what is it, all in create, all in craft, do you know what I mean? I added her there, and then I've just added some little stamps and scraps of vellum, not vellum, washi tape I had lying around. So that is week 45. Week 46 included Remembrance Day, which I'm sure everybody knows is the 11th day of the 11th month, and in the UK, I don't know that, tell me, do you, if you don't come from the UK, do you wear poppies for Remembrance Day? In the UK, there is a charity that sells poppies to raise money for ex-servicemen and women, and so I did some poppies. I stamped the poppies onto some white cardstock and I heat embossed them, and then I sprinkled on some red pixie powder. But the card I did heat embossing with the leaves, the poppy leaves, and then I sprinkled and spritzed the pixie powder directly onto the card. So I was going to try and keep the green just within the leaves and add a little bit of yellowy gold in between, but it all kind of went a bit, they merged into one, but it's okay, I quite like the effect. And then I popped a whole poppy on there and some snippets of other ones around the border, and I just wrote Remembrance Day on there and added some Nuvo drops. So that is my little poppies for Remembrance Day. Week 47 must be middle of November. Now this little snowy birdhouse, I think Lovely Jane sent me it either earlier this year or maybe even last year. I had a few little bits left over that she sent me, and I decided as we were well into November for this one that it was I was definitely feeding the birds again. So the background is some trees, and it was a bit of packaging that I had. I think it was like an RSPB stamp set with birds on it. So I just cut that out and did a little scribbly around the edge of it, and then popped the little birdhouse on top, and it's beautiful. And we certainly do get lots of birds in the garden. Makes me happy. So that was week 47. Week 48 I started to get a little bit festive. So I popped some patterned blue paper that I had from scrap in the background, added a little snowy bottom, and these trees I used on cards. I think it maybe wasn't even last year, it might have been the year before. I've still got a little pot of, a little takeaway container of die cuts and bits of Christmas that I've not used up yet, so I used them. And these little stars, I used the inside of them on Christmas cards this year. I don't know if I sent them to any crafty people, but they were like a wreath, and there was some little stars on there. So there you go. If you hear in the background, the cat litter tray is in my office at the moment because we moved it out of the spare bedroom. No, we moved it out of the bathroom because my mum was using that while she was staying for Christmas. Oh, she does love scratching about in it. So, excuse that. So there is week 48. Now, week 49, I used a Christmas jumper. I made quite a few cards with this on it. It's a Dixie, what's it called? Sue Dixon, I think, or Sue Dixon, I think is the name. It's something Dixie, Sweet Dixie, maybe, die set. And I'm not gonna lie, I had one of these left over, so I just whacked it on. It hangs over the edge, but that's okay. And it's Christmas jumper time, and this comes from a Hunky Dory stamp set. So I love the wee Rudolph, and his nose is some of the, I think it's Ruby Slippers, it's the red glittery Nuvo drops I just added in. Week 49. Week 50 is a little gnome. Now I had this little gnome coloured up and fussy cut out, so he has found a home. I don't know when I did this. Couldn't tell you. Not this Christmas season, I don't think, but I thought he looked very festive in his red and green. I added the little ho 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 again. That was in my little scrappy box, and these little they're like little candy cane kind of sweeties, stripy, I had in that box as well, and some little bits of like pine branches. So just popped it all together, and that is week 50. And then week 51 was my kitty cat's birthdays. So they were born, well, we reckon they were born this week because of the age they were when we got them in February. So it's our best guess. So they're now 3 years old. So I had this little die cut, which I haven't used for anything yet, and I just put a few little pixie powders. I actually I didn't put them directly onto the card. I scattered them on a stamp block, added a little bit of water, spritzed it on, and then gently dabbed it on. So that is week 51. And then week 52 had to be a gift. So I had a little bit of brown paper. This bit is still left from wrapping up the parcels on my desk before Christmas. So I just popped that on, added a bit of red cardstock and some of these stars and a little sparkly bow and a hand wrote Merry Christmas. And that is week 51. So thank you so much if you have stuck with me throughout that challenge. It took me, well, I'm up to date now, but I definitely fell off from kind of October. I had to do a lot of catching up in December, but that is okay. I have done it. And I think the lesson I need to learn next year is to not let it build up, because then it becomes a bit of a thing. You think, oh, I've got too many to do, and just to try and maybe catch up at the end of every month if possible. I would suggest I'm going to try and do that next year. I did find it really good fun, but I think by the end of it I was struggling to think of what to do, and I maybe need to give myself some little prompts or something, so if I'm stuck for an idea I could pull something, maybe a technique or a theme or something. But yeah, so I've got all of my 52 cards. This box doesn't really fit them, so what I might do is make a little box to put these in and keep this box for next year as my kind of working box. But yeah, so that is it. I hope that you are all doing something nice today. I am going to go to the rugby, Edinburgh, Glasgow at Murrayfield. I am sure Glasgow are going to beat us because they are very good, but it will be good fun. We went this time last year and it was freezing, but it's quite a mild day, so hopefully it will be more pleasant. But it's good fun. We've got friends that are going as well, so hopefully we'll bump into them and hear about how their Christmas has been, and yeah, watch some good rugby. So take care, everybody. I am not sure if I'll be back before New Year, maybe, but I'll definitely be back in January. So keep warm, have a nice time this weekend, and I'll see you very soon. Bye now.